Hello, everyone. Welcome to a new episode. This is a continuation of Unit 8. We're going to be working on lessons 3 and 4. Our topic is still how we learn. Let's get started with the objective. We're going to talk about using the internet. We will listen to a conversation about online search. We will practice talking about problems and asking for and offering help. We will answer a quiz about solving problems. We will discuss talking about problems, and we will write a quiz for other students to answer. So we will create our own quiz as students. And let's take a look and discuss these questions in pairs. So find a partner at home who can help discuss these questions with you. Number 1, do you prefer to use a book or the internet to find information for your homework, and why? So, discuss with a partner whether you like to use a book or the internet to find information. Sometimes we like to use a thesaurus or a dictionary or maybe informative books. But today we have easier access to the internet. So, if I were to speak about myself, I would say that I enjoy searching on the internet because it's faster and I have a lot of sources and information. However, I must make sure I use a trusted source. Let's look at number 2. How much time do you think that you spend each week doing the following? So how much time do you spend researching information online, doing something physical, playing computer games, doing puzzles, and doing homework? Now, we ask this question to see how you manage your time or how you organize your time. So take the time. You can pause the video and write down how much time you need for each of these points that you do. Let's jump to number 3. Do you think that some people spend too much time doing any of these activities? Why or why not? I believe that people spend a lot of time on some activities than others, and the reason is sometimes we get addicted to doing certain things. We might get addicted to a game. We might even get addicted to our jobs, and in that case, we might be called workaholics. So it's good to do everything in balance. Do not overdo anything. So write your answers down in your notebooks to number 3. Number 4, do you think that you should spend more time doing some of these activities? Why or why not? If you think you should spend some time, write yes and then explain why you think so. Now we're going to listen to a teacher talking to Salma and her mother, and we're going to learn what is Salma's problem. So as you listen, focus on understanding what the problem is.
Hello, I'm Selma's mother. You asked to see me. What's the matter? Thank you for coming to see me. Selma is doing well at school, but she does not always get good grades in her homework. I wanted to talk to you both about this. Have you got any problems, Selma? I'm afraid that I have a problem using the internet for my homework. I find it difficult to look for the information that I need. What do you mean, Selma? Mm, when I go on the internet, I often see interesting games that I want to play online. So I don't always do my homework. You know that you should do your homework first before you play any computer games. The trouble is that I really enjoy computer games. It's quite hard to think about work when I know that I can get better at a computer game if I spend more time playing it. Let me see if I can help. Where do you keep your computer at home? It's a laptop, so Selma usually takes it to her bedroom. It's quieter there. Ask Selma to only use the internet in a room where you can see her. In that way, you'll know that she is working and not playing computer games. Should I stop her from playing computer games? Children need to relax. Some computer games can teach you things, so it is not bad to play computer games after she's finished her homework, But she must do her homework first. Yes, of course. And remember, it is much better to play a sport such as tennis or volleyball. Sports are good for the brain as well as the body. I like tennis. Let me see if I can play it at the sports club next week. That sounds like a good idea, Salma.
So now guys, what is the problem with Salma, or what is the problem that Salma is facing? Think about it and write the answers down in your notebooks. If you're not sure, you can listen to the audio recording one more time. Now, let's answer the following questions. Why does the teacher want to see Salma and her mother? So what is the problem that makes the teacher want to see Salma and her mother? She wants to see them because Salma doesn't always get good grades in her homework or good marks in her homework. Now let's jump to number 2. Why does Salma find it hard to think about work when she is online? So when Salma is online, she finds it hard to think about work. Put yourself in her shoes and imagine what happens to you when you have to study, but then you have your mobile phone or you have your laptop. What happens then? She finds interesting games to play instead of doing her homework. She knows that she can get better at a computer game if she spends more time playing it. Now let's jump to number 3. Where should Salma do her online research and why? Where should she do so in the house? She should do it in a room where her mother can see her so that her mother can see that she's working. Okay, now let's jump to number 4. Are all computer games bad? Why or why not? Of course, no, computer games are not bad because some can teach you things. So some computer games can teach you certain skills that are important. Number 5, what is better for Salma than computer games? Playing a sport such as tennis or volleyball would be better. Better for her health-wise and time-wise, of course. Now, I'd love for you to work in pairs, find a partner. This partner can be a friend. You can even do this on the phone if you like. Tell your partner about a problem or something that you find difficult to learn. And then student B must ask about and offer help with the problem. So partner A is going to tell about a problem he or she is facing that makes it difficult for them to learn. And student B must ask about it and offer help with the problem. If we look at the example in the speech bubble, it says, I find it difficult to spell because. And then the other student B says, let me see if I can help. Remember, B, big elephants, E. C, can, A, always, U, understand, S, small, and E, elephant. This is one way to help with the spelling of because. Now, if I were to share, imagine that I'm student A, I will share a problem with you. My problem is I find it difficult to remember a lot of information at the same time. So maybe student B can help me to remember better. Maybe we can turn whatever I need to memorize into a song and I can sing it. Or maybe I can record it and listen to it. That would help since I have auditory intelligence. So think about your intelligence and the problem you're facing and try to match them up together. Now, we can use the functions box on the right-hand side to talk about problems or to ask about and offer help. Now, if I'm going to talk about a problem, I might say, I'm afraid that I have a problem using the internet. I use it too much. Or I might say, I find it difficult to look for the information that I need. Or the trouble is that I spend too much time playing computer games. Now, if someone is going to offer help or ask, they might say, have you got any problems? Or what's the matter? Or let me see if I can help. Now, we're going to do our internet search for this lesson. How can using computers late at night affect your sleep? Imagine that you're sitting on your computer for 2 hours before going to bed. How is this going to affect you and affect your sleep? Search on the internet and write your answers down in the comments. I would love to read them. Now we're going to jump to our lesson 4 quiz. Now, do the quiz about solving problems and compare your answers in pairs and say why you chose your answer. So, if you have a partner at home, I want you to ask your partner to do this quiz with you. We'll start with number 1. You are working on a project with 2 other students. You are doing more work on the project than they are. So both of you are working on a project together, but one person is doing more work than the other, and that's you. What would you do then? Would you tell them that their ideas are important and the project will be better if they help? Or you, B, tell them that they have to work harder because you're doing most of the work. Choose the correct answer from your point of view. Number 2, you want to do your homework, but you're finding it difficult to stop playing computer games. You, A, ask your teacher or your parents for advice, or B, you don't do anything about it and continue to play computer games. Choose the answer and write it down, and at the end we will check with your partner if both of you chose the right or correct answer. Number 3, your younger brother has a problem with a school project. He asks for your help. You, A, listen to his ideas for the project and try to add some more useful ideas, or B, tell him that it's better for him to do it without help. Number 4, a new student has arrived in class from another country. You talk to the students in your class about what you can do to help the new student feel happy at your school, or you wait for the new student to talk to you. Choose the answer that you think is right. Number 5, your teacher is ill or sick. You want the teacher to know that the class is thinking about him or her. You, A, work in small groups and make a card for him or her, or B, you make a card for him or her yourself. Choose what you think you will do. Now, we're going to be comparing our answers to our partner. If you answered A to most of the quiz questions, do you prefer to discuss problems or do you prefer not to discuss them? So let's go back and look at A. In the first one, you tell them that their ideas are important and the project will be better if they help. And in number 2, you ask your teacher or your parents for advice. And in number 3, you listen to his ideas for the project and try to add some more useful ideas. And for number 4, you talk to the students in your class about how you can do to help, or what you can do to help the new student feel happy at your school, and you work in small groups and make a card for him or her. So again, the question is, do you prefer to discuss your problems or do you prefer not to discuss your problems? Write your answers down in your notebooks, and then we're going to move on to question 2. Do you like to discuss your problems with other people? Well, I believe that this depends on many factors, but you can say your own opinion and explain why or why not. You can discuss this with the partner, whether it's your mother, your friend, your cousin, or your sibling, brother or sister. Now, let's jump to number 3. Why do you think it's important to talk about your problems? We can ask the girls. I'm sure girls usually enjoy talking about their problems more than boys. Do you agree? So for number 1, if you answered A to the quiz question, you prefer to discuss problems. Thank you guys. Now we're going to jump to our project for this unit. You're going to work on increasing your intelligence by creating your own quiz, like the one we've already answered. So choose one of the topics in the box on the right-hand side. Are you better at science subjects or art subjects? Or are you good at using modern technology? Or are you a city person or a country person? So you will choose only one topic and you will create 4 questions about that topic. You will give 2 possible answers, A and B, and then you will work out what the answers say about the person who does the quiz. Now, if you create such a project, you will be great in analyzing and in creating questions. Now, let's jump to our wrap-up. Yay! We're done for the unit. Now, we have completed the following: talked about using the internet, listened to a conversation about online research, practiced talking about problems and asking for and offering help. We asked and answered a quiz about problem solving, and we have also created our own quiz and we discussed and talked about problems. Thank you guys. You did a great job today. I'm very proud of you. This was Misara Basyuni. Have a wonderful day.